Hello YouTube, been a while. I think it's been about 2 months now, so I thought it's time to do a pickup video. Christmas, of course, season of goodwill and all that, and it seems to be raining constantly. We do get snow slightly for like 10 minutes and then it stops, but it's chucking it down. Like I'm looking off cam here, I think the thing's there. I've got it on front facing camera. I did have it the other way around, but I don't like not seeing myself, so I can't sort of position things. So if the quality's worse, it's just a front-facing camera. I'm not using any fancy equipment, no 4K cameras, stuff like that. But I have pickups. Again, they're sort of taken over the whole of the floor. They're everywhere. These are Christmas gifts and just general pickups. I'm sure, as always, I've missed other things, but I'm going to try and show everything I can, and the good and the bad. I'm going to start with one of the newest things. And the reason I'm starting with this is because I can get it out of the way, because it's a pain in the ass. So I'm going to say light guns straight away. We got the Reaper RS3s. They are, if I can lift it up without, there's two of them. It's a double pack. I'm going to turn it on there because the PC is going to detect it. So these are light guns for modern TVs. And if you've heard of things like the Sinden light gun, obviously you know the Time Crisis light gun, like the point blank with the Namco written on there with the top that moves. It's the same as that, except it works on like standard TVs, whereas obviously normal light guns only work on CRTs. Problem with that is smaller screens. I like CRTs, and I'm trying to find one just for that like nostalgia thing, sort of like a 26-inch, but at the moment 65-inch screen with one of these is what you're using, sort of, well, that light, Jesus, it's like it's burning me. I put the TV on white light and now it's like beyond white. Okay, I'm gonna have to look like that. It's just how it is. I think it's because I'm hitting the mouse and it's sort of highlighting it. I've got a white screen now because it's dark, because it's raining, snowing, all that. So this gun, as you can hear, it's got recoil. You've got different switches, so you can slide it one way for single shot, or the other way for multi, like machine gun games, you know, like Operation Wolf, things like that. So these guns come as a pair. You can buy them on their own. You link them to your PC for a hub, which is a foot pedal and things like that. The other good thing is when you're actually using them, you can have a thing called MAME hooker, and it links to it and knows what the guns are doing in the game. So you know when you're playing a game and you run out of ammo, well, this doesn't know. So as you're shooting, if you've got a machine gun and you run out of ammo, it's just going to keep shooting constantly. Whereas with MAME hooker linked in, when you run out of ammo, it just locks back and then just waits till you reload, then continues, which is really good. And obviously if you pick up something like a machine gun, it will rapid fire. But then if you pick up a shotgun, it will go like single shots, which is what it should do. That is a pain in the ass to set up, and someone needs to develop. Not me, I'm not smart enough. Someone needs to develop. I'm going to put the gun down. Develop a new app for it, really, so that it can be more user friendly, because the one that's out there at the moment is a lot of typing and stuff. So if you're excited, you go, oh wow, they look wicked, you can buy pre-built hard drives that you can plug in. Now I'm doing it myself. I don't want to spend £200 on a hard drive from someone that's done it, but I can see why. With the amount of time I've put in already to get like maybe 5 games working with the hooker, that, you know, sounds weird saying that, with the hook, so that it taps into the gun and does it how it's supposed to. You know, I could have probably, it's just not, yeah, it might be worth buying the hard drive. But they're incredible. They are, I think, £240 shipped from, I do believe they come from China, but they are fantastic, super accurate. Like, I've played the Techno Parrot games, which are like Luigi's Mansion, Jurassic Park, you know, all the modern ones that you see in the arcades now, Tomb Raider, things like that. Then you've got stuff like MAME, where you're playing like the old point blanks, and again, amazing. And there's that, the game I was loving yesterday was that Gogol 13? Did that 13 with an F. It's like a, I don't know, it's, I think it's a Japanese exclusive, but you've got like a guy's being hung, for instance, and you've got to shoot the rope so he survives. And it's like you're a sniper, but you're supposed to use like a silent scope sort of gun and have a big sort of thing, but it works with that, and you press the button and it zooms in and it does it on the screen. Really cool, works well, love it, 10 out of 10. Fantastic guns, can't complain. So if you are thinking about doing it, give it a go. It does come with this. Now, I haven't used this yet, as you can see. It says Retro Shooter on there. This is like one of them all-in-one boxes. So when the original versions of these come out, the blue and red ones, they had a Pandora's box, and it had all sorts of games. You know, like, obviously, copyrighted games, point blank, things like that, which is frowned upon. Whereas this is 20 brand new light gun games. And I haven't tried it to, like, comment and give you a review of what I think, because I wanted it for PC gaming. But the people I've seen on the groups talking about it said it's not that great, and yeah, but it came with it, so it would have been the same price with or without it. So, okay, right, that's the guns out of the way. Really cool. I'm going to do the models as well. I've got so many models. So if you've looked on my YouTube and TikTok, I did start TikTok, as I mentioned before. TikTok was sort of a thing I never really liked or got into, and then I looked at it, and there's some meme videos, funny stuff, and it was actually all right. It's not as bad as I thought. So I started to upload and just sort of upload repairs and things like that. That's why if you look at some of my shorts, they've got TikTok in them. And the reason being is just because I upload them to TikTok, because it takes 2 minutes to make a little video, and then I can just put it on YouTube as it is, as a short. So it's like, it goes both, you know, it goes both ways. So yeah, I 3D printed. I got a 3D printer, as you know. The new one, by the way, I did that review of the GK3 Ultra. It's terrible. It's broken. It's going back. We're returning it in the end. Loads of beyond problems to talk about. The video that I made before, if you haven't seen it, about the printer, even if you don't know about printers, you'll see there's a lot of problems. Yeah. I printed this. I printed loads of models, a shitloads. You can see them all on my YouTube. They're all there. But this is Ceres Victoria from Helsing, from the anime. But yeah, this is 3D printed. I'm blown away by the quality. You print it and then paint it. So obviously print it, you know, print this in clear red for the blood of her arm where it got ripped off, and it's, you know, and then blood on her face and running down her top and like at the base, all the little details. I never painted anything before in my life. I've never done anything like that. I'm not really an artist. I'm an autist, but not an artist. But yeah, printed stuff like this. I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. That's, you know, could do much worse. But yeah, it's really fun to paint, but at the same time it's really tedious because of the amount of time and effort that goes into them. This is Athena from King of Fighters, but she's in retro games as well. But yeah, really happy with how this one turned out. But like with a heart hand combo. But yeah, I've shown it to people before, and they're like, it looks like you've bought it from a store, and that's the biggest compliment you can get. And then there's Terry Bogard there. He's bloody massive. This is going to be a pain in the arse. This is where everything gets smashed. Now, he has a USB cable because I wired that in so that all the cracks on the floor of the Osaka stage on the crossing, like from King of Fighters, all the cracks light up in red, so it looks like he's about to do like a power geyser. But the detail doesn't really show up too well on camera. But I shaded all his muscles and stuff. Did the star on the back, and yeah, he's a monster. Like, I mean, look at the size of it compared to my head. I've got a big ass head. It's a beast. But yeah, all 3D printed. I was really happy with the trousers as well. I did those in so many layers to try and give it that sort of shimmer, and then it's got like the wear and tear of the trousers. So yeah, I'm not going to show you all of them because there's shitloads, and you can see them all on my YouTube. I'm sweating already, fat bastard. Anyway, pickups, good and the bad. Let's go for the bad. Let's get the bad out of the way. As in, problems. Most of my stuff comes with a story. So, is that dust? No, it's just wear and tear. So, as you know, I got Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Now, I bought this off a guy on Facebook, Mike Ortiz. I know a lot of people rate him and say he's amazing at what he does and sells really good prices. He's either got really, really great prices or really high for the price of the game. So you can get some real good deals. So I got some games off him, and this was one of them. It arrived and it was smashed. And also, it's with the green CPS2 boards, they should be in Japanese. But it wasn't. It was in Spanish. So I said to him, how come it's in Spanish? And he said, oh, in Mexico they come like this. And I'm like, now it sounds like I'm not being a Karen here. I said, you know, should it not be in Japanese? And he said, no, they do come like that. I'm like, but you should have told me this. Like, I don't know anything about Mexico and things like that. So if it does come in Spanish because it's in Mexico, you need to tell me that, not just sell it. You know, you don't sell, like I said in another video, you don't sell Mario RPG and then you swap the PCB out and put a Japanese copy in there, which is cheaper because of, you know, in England they do that because you tell someone. It's just, how am I going to know that? Long story short, he sent me the EEPROMs out for the Japanese copy. So he had the Japanese EEPROMs anyway. So he sent them out, but he put them sort of, I'm going to put this down now, I don't need it. He put them like teeth to teeth like that and locked them in a bag. But he didn't put them in a bag and then secure them. It was just like one bit of tape with all the teeth stabbed through the bag, which you can imagine the chaos that can cause. So they arrived with a game, another game that I got off him, and a replacement shell for that game. The replacement was even worse than this one. Smashed to pieces again, because he puts it in a box the size of the plastic. So when you press the box, it crushes the plastic, smashes it. Old plastic, very brittle. Got smashed to pieces, so that went straight in the bin. But I did take the label off because the label he put on there was a reproduction. So now I've got the genuine label on the right thing. But again, I had to just glue this one together. So that was obviously annoying, especially if you're a collector or a gamer in general, because you want your stuff to be as nice as possible. So it turned up, smashed up, and there wasn't much I could do apart from say, dude, look, it's happened again. But when I took the EEPROMs out, the legs had snapped off because the legs are very thin. On chips, the legs are very thin. If you get a little bit of bend on it, no problem. A little bit more bend, and then it snaps. You don't get a lot of play. It's not like you can mess about with the pins forever. So I had to get those chips and basically get resistor legs and solder the leg to the edge of the chip so that I could put it in the board to make it Japanese again. Now it is Japanese now, and it is correct. It is correct. It's the full thing now. The original sticker, original case, all that lot. But it's all damaged. So it's like not a good experience. But this is where the experience gets worse. So he didn't offer any sort of refund. I wasn't asking for that. Or he did give me a replacement, and he said it was out of his own pocket. Now, of course, it is out of his own pocket, but maybe ship it in better packaging. But he also sent me... I have to grab this one because it's out of order now. He also sent me this, which is what I wanted. This is Rage of the Dragons for the MVS. Now, this is a game that I've been after for a while. And he had it for a really good price. And I was like, wicked, I'll take that. And I could see the picture. I could see it. I could see the genuine label and everything. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So, long story short, he leaves it, and he leaves it, and he leaves it, and he takes ages. He's bloody slow. Like, he's either always busy, or he just doesn't care about the customers. So, he took ages. It was like a month or something, which is a long time. It wasn't to ship. That's just to ship it out the door. That's not even... So, I'm keep chasing him up every week. I'm like, mate, have you done it yet? He ships it. But before he ships it, he normally sends 2 photos. Now, the photos on your phone don't give you full screen like that. When it's just a little image, you know, the little ones in Messenger, they're like this big. So I could see like this. That's all I could see. And I'm like, wicked, yeah, no worries. So that might be on me for saying ship it. But if someone sells me this and you can see it, if someone's buying something and then they ship it and it's not the same cart, that's weird. Don't show me a different cartridge. And he goes, oh, I've got multiple games. He thought it would be okay. So what he did is he sent me this, which is Rage of the Dragons. It is genuine. This case, however, should have a white triangle, which it doesn't. So this is a reproduction case. This is a case of something else, or a reproduction case. And the sticker is a reproduction sticker, which I made, because the one he made was about this big and wasn't big enough, and it was the same image that they used on MVS scans. So he's literally taken the most used image and code of the game and ripped it. That's the first thing that I was like, hang on, I know that code. Bootleg. So he sent me a bootleg label in a bootleg case with the genuine boards, and he said, oh, it's okay. And then, to rub the salt in it, someone asked after me to buy one of these. They got my game. So when I look back, I was like, oh, I've got a pickup from Mike. Amazing. So happy. And it's like, hang on, that's the serial number he first gave me. He's got my game. And he was like, oh, it doesn't matter, does it? And I'm like, well, it kind of does. So that's fucking annoying, man. So I'm not. I've blocked Mike Ortiz. I've blocked him on everything. I don't want anything to do with him. I think he's just not. He doesn't care. He's just after the money, and he doesn't care what you get. So if you want something cheap, but you might get something that's not fit for purpose or whatever, go to Mike, because fuck me, like pain in the arse, absolute pain in the arse. I'm gonna have to power through these now because wasted too much time talking bollocks. It's already 15 minutes gone. I'm just waffling. Right, Christmas gifts. I got, obviously, if you looked at my video before, 100 Super Nintendo or Super Famicom games classed as junk from Japan. Cleaned a lot of them already, what I want to keep. And they're great, working great. I think there was only one that needed like a repair, and it was Godzilla, and I made a video on that. But I thought I'd get some box ones because they were really good prices. So, mint condition Super Donkey Kong, not called Donkey Kong Country in Japan, all complete. Even came with the box protectors. We have Whirlo, which is a game I've not played, so I really wanted to try it. Again, all mint in box. Super Donkey Kong 3 and Super Donkey Kong 2. Again, all mint in box. Conditions crazy in Japan, so good. This one is the only one with some sort of damage, so really good condition. But someone's written some Japanese symbols on his little belly. I didn't notice that at first, but then he told me about it, the guy, but I was okay with it. I don't know what that means. It might mean pre-owned in Japanese, so if there's anyone who's Japanese and can translate that, it might just say dickhead. Then it's gone to the right person. But yeah, again, mint in box, apart from that. But that doesn't bother me. And one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo, Poppin' Twimby. Amazing shooter. Such a good game. I have to admit though, in the later stages, I do have to put 2 controls in and then get to a certain point and then press start the other control so I don't game over and go back to the beginning, because the end bit, I'm not very good. But yeah, this game, a lot of memories as a child. I love this game. Never heard of it until like I went to my friend's cousin's house and he just went, have a go on this, and I played it with him, 2-player, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, again, really good condition. Like, top condition. Fantastic. And then we've got another MVS game. This one is what seems to be picked up quite a lot now. Magician Lord. I hear people say it's their favourite game on the MVS. I would say it plays like a... It's kind of like... I want to say... I can't even say the word. I can't even think what it's called. Ghouls and Ghosts. I want to say it's like a combo of Ghouls and Ghosts meets sort of Metal Slug. You got like power-ups. Maybe Altered Beast meets Ghouls and Ghosts. It's fucking hard as fuck. I had to use the cheats built into the system to complete it because it was too hard. I got to a point of getting bummed. And I hear it's different on different systems. Like AES is harder, I think, or easier than MVS or something like that. But is it a good game? Yes. Is it so hard that you'll never finish it? Yes. I do like it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But I'm still happy with it. I don't know if I mentioned this one last time. I can't remember. I might have mentioned it in the last pickup, but I've done some more to it. So, Neo Geo CDZ to upgrade from the Neo Geo CD. This actually loads really quick, and quick enough to enjoy the CD games versus before getting annoyed. And people on the groups were like, just put the emulator in it, put the SD card reader in the other one. And I'm like, well, this one's more attractive. I think this is a nicer design, but these are very flawed. They have a lot of issues with like overheating, so you have to remove the silver plate out the bottom, the metal shielding, because they've got air vents, but then they have a big piece of metal that covers it, so then the air doesn't actually circulate. So really bad design. They have like terrible lasers, terrible caps. So I've recapped it, new laser, and everything to future-proof it, and it works good as gold now. Lovely, lovely looking system. I love the CD design as well. You put a disc on and the pins push down, and then you press that to eject it, kind of like the GameCube. So really good. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but it's got a UniBIOS I put in, FRAM mod. I think it's the first one of its kind. I don't think anyone else has done an FRAM mod to this, so the saves never delete. But yeah, really happy with that. I also have this beast. Again, there's going to be a story, but I'm going to speed it up. We have, well, shiny. You can see look how jank this setup is. Look, see it? I've got the tripod facing me. So I've got the Panasonic Q, which I did mention but I didn't show. So this is the Panasonic Q, and it's in lovely condition because I've refurbished it. The Game Boy player on the bottom is a original Game Boy player, and then I heat the sides and warp it to shape so that it actually fits. So when it sits there, it fits like that and works exactly the same. I'm not paying £1,000 for a Panasonic version of that. If it was a good price, I'd buy it, but it's not. Now, the little story behind this was my one arrived and it was smashed to pieces by FedEx, and that was a long time ago. Then on the local pages, someone had a boxed Panasonic Q with all the bits, like the controller, everything, the extra remote, everything, for, I think he said 450 quid. Now, if you know anything about Panasonic Q, that's actually a good price. And it was working. The only thing it had wrong with it was the rubber band inside wasn't ejecting. So they always warp on these. So when you press eject, it just wobbles like that and then doesn't come out. I got it, and I can fix them now. I know how to use it. I know how to fix it. I've been in them enough times. So you know what I thought? I was like, you know what? I'm going to fix it and mix and match. So I got the system for 450 with the box, the remote, and the controller, and then cables and paperwork and everything. So the great price. I got it. I took the faceplate off the Perspex front because I want that. So now mine is no longer cracked. So it's complete without damage. I put the cracked one on the other one. I know it's going to reduce the value, but I got what I wanted out of it. Then I also sold the remote, which is the rare one with the English language on it. And I don't know what that was. So I'm basically flipping back and forward to pay for itself. When I flipped the remote, I got, I want to say it's like 180, which is crazy for a cheap plastic Panasonic remote. That's what they go for though. The controller I wanted to keep, so I have two. So now I have my one from my original. This is stuff everywhere. And then I have that. So now I have two. And these pads go for nearly £200 each. Crazy prices. So I got both of those pads now. So I have two of those. Because I kept one, obviously. And to me, that's a good deal. So out of it, I kept the faceplate. I kept the controller for me, as like a payment for doing all the work. Then I put new rails in it, new rubber band, new magnet. I'm sure there's more. Whatever else I did. Oh, and video cable. If you've got Panasonic Q, your video ribbon inside is probably failing. I'm going to say you're going to have image distortion, noise in it that you probably don't realise until you use component. Then when you use component, you're going to see noise everywhere. It's really bad. That had the same issue. Also, the other Panasonic Q had a Viper mod chip already in it, which made it region free, and you could change the region with the button. So it had the Lixang mod from back in the day, if you remember Lixang, if you're old enough to remember that. And because of that, it made it worth more. So with the cracked front, it lowered, but then brought it back. So I ended up selling the system boxed with nothing but a power cable and the paperwork for like, I want to say it was like 500 quid, 600 quid, 200 quid nearly for the remote. So basically I made profit and got to keep a controller and the front faceplate. So I'm happy with that. So the work was paid for itself by sort of my time. But that was a bargain. Okay, what are we on to next? I want to just power through it. Again, a Neo Geo pad. You're going to say, oh, I saw that in the last video. I got a second one because I'm playing CPS2 and I want two of those pads to use on it, not one. The other one is up there, and you can hear in there, this one's got the little 10th anniversary key ring. The other one didn't. So the other one was really nice condition, and it was like brand new in box. Like inside, it was all new old stock. Whereas this one was listed as like basically unused, but the person had two of them, one of them which was like that and a used one, and they didn't update the listing, so they sold one to another person, then relisted and used the original picture from the bloody first one. So when I looked at it, I was like, the quality's so good. But obviously this box isn't bad. I'm still okay, and I kept it because it's still good condition. But the inside, it was a bit dirty. The controller was clean, didn't have the bag, it wasn't tied up and all that lot. You know, knocks on the box and that. So I was like, did you just use someone else's image? And then they told me no, it was their image, but they used the same listing. So that's a big no-no. Don't sell two items and then use the same image for both, because someone's going to get messed up on that. It's a 50-50 if you're getting the right item. But this was about, I want to say it was like 70 quid. It might have been 60. I think it was 70, which is a really good price for these complete in box. Fantastic controller. Again, 10 out of 10. That's the PlayStation 2 version. Incredible. One of the best pads ever made. I also got we're going on to a Thomas Wave, a genuine copy of the Rumblefish 2. Fantastic game. Again, Rumblefish 1, amazing. If you haven't played it, I believe it's on the PS2 as well. They did re-release this at the time I got this, but I managed to get this for $250. This is a £500 game all day long. Very hard to come by, and very hard to come by genuine. But yeah, 250 quid, absolute steal. And the reason I'm telling you the prices is because if it's a steal, it's a steal. And I'll tell you, I don't want to pay up extra, but really good. We've got some PS5 games along with something else. There's a pattern here. We've got Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4, Gran Turismo 7, and what do they all have in common? PlayStation VR. Now, I'm not picking up the headset. The headset's over there. It's literally on the shelf. I'm not touching it because it's too big, and it's on Deadpool's head. But we've got PSVR 2. My opinion, I did a video, a live stream when I first got it. I haven't really used it much since I finished those games, and then not really touched it. And the reason being, it's just overpriced for what it is. It is cool. It is a bit of hardware. Very uncomfortable on the head. When you're putting it on, I always get pressure marks on my head. Really uncomfortable. I genuinely would like to try it with the PC, because I hear now that you can get an adapter that plugs it into the PC and works. And with that adapter, that allows you to obviously use it on PC games too. So something to look forward to. But since then, it's just sat on the shelf. It's just sitting there because I've got the Quest 2, I've got the Quest 3. Doesn't really get touched. So is it worth getting? Probably not. You can get it for under 200 quid, yeah. But we bought it brand new when it came out, and literally on day of release. Barely used it. Just disappointed with it. Got Bowser. This was a Christmas present from last year. Hang on, this is last year, so the year before that. This was from Caroline's brother, and yeah, he's awesome. So I forgot to show him. He was on the shelf looking at me, so I felt sorry for him. I was like, come on, let's go. We have a NES game. You're going to go, what? And it's still sealed. Rugrats Adventures in Gameland. I'm not really a person who buys limited run games. I think the company's fucking dreadful. But I played the demo of this that got leaked online from the Steam game, because this game basically came as a Steam game which was modern, and then a retro game built into the Steam game that you could switch to. This is the retro game standalone. So this is the NES cart. And the reason it's sealed is because when you buy it, you get given a digital and you get given a physical. So the digital I registered with Steam. I've got the ROM, which I paid for, and put it into my EverDrive and played it on my Famicom. So there's no point me opening this, and it sounds sad, but there's no point me opening this to play the cart when I've already got the ROM from the purchase I already made. So I'm keeping it sealed. It may be something that maybe I sell in the future, but I really love this game. People are going to go, what are you buying Rugrats for? But if you like Nintendo back in the 80s, when it was DuckTales, Darkwing Duck and stuff like that, that gameplay, which was 10 out of 10, second to none. The graphics and music are fantastic in it. The gameplay is fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10 game. If this came out back in the day and I played this, I would have probably put it over DuckTales as my favourite game. It's wicked. It's really, really good. Cannot fault it. Amazing. A couple of PS3 games. Don't really buy PS3. These came in a bundle, and I actually kept these and traded in the rest. And I kept these just because I was like, yeah, cool. We got Liberty City, episodes from Liberty City. These have both gone up in value now, I think. Ratchet and Clank, All for One. I haven't played this one either. But these were like free in a bundle that I got. So I'm keeping that. Then we have a new flash cart. This is the Summer Cart 64. Fucking names. Terrible. So this is a Nintendo 64 EverDrive, basically. But the difference is this one can play disc drive, and it's faster than EverDrive, and it's cheaper. This was like £30 posted. Might even been cheaper. It's got battery backup. It saves all the games automatically. You name what you need for the N64, and it will do it all. It will do everything you can need. You can update it through USB-C. Playing disc drive games on it is really easy as well, and it's so fast. The loading times are so much quicker. I haven't had a single problem with it. Dirt cheap. If you want an N64 flash cart, this is the one to get. Trust me. Really good. We also have some Game Boy games. Now, I haven't bought these any reason apart from they were listed as faulty and I wanted to fix them. But this first one isn't. This is an Easy Flash Junior. Bought that for the Game Boy. just to play my games. But these are the games. So these were listed as faulty, but I fixed them. Ace, Game Boy Advance, rubbish. We got Miss Pac-Man. We've got Bob the Builder. My Brothers Deluxe, which is actually a really good game. These are all listed as faulty, but they weren't faulty. They just needed a clean. But this was the only one that was really faulty. Wario Land 2, that needed trace repair, but works now. Prince of Persia, Super Bomb Man, great game, and Pac-Man. They were included with one other game. That cost me, I think it was 38 quid for the bundle, but it also included this. I've mentioned this before. This is, you can't really make it out. It's official Nintendo. It is not a Pokemon Rumble game. It is a development cart. It's a dev cart for Nintendo. And as you can see, there's little dip switches in there in the middle. And this has Zelda on it. So this actually has Zelda Link's Awakening on it as a prototype cart. Very cool. You can read the text on this label, but you can't with a camera because it's white on yellow. It doesn't show up. But yeah, that was included in the £38. So this is priceless alone. But yeah, that came with it. Where am I going to put this stuff? Running out of room. Save me. And I think I'm running out of time. I don't know if I've got much camera space. So if I do cut off, I'm going to have to start another video. We also have this. I went to Comic-Con. I mentioned in my other video that I had something special coming up. And I bought a PlayStation 4 Uncharted edition. For the sole reason, I was going to Comic-Con and the whole of the cast who did the voice acting, well, you know, apart from Troy Baker, I think he was the only one who wasn't like the main cast that wasn't there. And I got it signed by Nolan there, who took up obviously all that room. Emily and Richard, who play Sully, Ellie and Drake. So yeah, I got it signed. I think the black of it on the blue went well, so I got the black pen and had it signed by all three of them at Comic-Con. TV's just gone off. It's okay, we can still see. We're still here. Kind of. Let me give that a wiggle and see if I can wake it up. Sorry. Oh, we got the bright light again now. It's because the TV goes into sleep mode because it's OLED. Blinded again. Okay, so that was wicked. They signed that. Although Nolan did keep my pen. You know, I'm never going to forgive him for that. We also have some PC Engine. We've got Shibby Binman. Got this mainly because it said Binman in the title. I think the postie's about to knock the door. I can see him out there. You know what? Not a bad game, but it's got a weird mechanic where as you run from left to right, it's like you're always on ice. So you know when you press the button and you're moving, and then you let go, and then it skids for a little bit, but not like a little bit, quite a bit. It's got that mechanic, and that's really, really annoying on games, especially on platformers. But I finished it with the help of cheats, maybe. But yeah, I did finish it, and it's a cool game. Not super expensive, but pretty good. We have Sonson 2. Postman is definitely at the door. Ready? Oh, hang on. He shoved that through the letterbox, so we haven't got to get up. We got Sun 2. Great game. It's a Wukong game. Really good platformer. Really, really good. So definitely one to get. And I think that was a bargain as well. That dropped down. We have Vigilante. I never... You know the game. It's like Kung Fu. Play Kung Fu on the NES, same thing. I actually prefer Kung Fu because the hit detection is slightly better. But still a good game. Finished it. No, I didn't finish it. I think I got to the end boss and got my ass kicked on the last bit, my last life. And then we have Bonk. Because believe it or not, I don't have Bonk 1, 2 or 3 for the PC Engine. Sadly, it arrived with a crack in the case, so I need to replace the front bit. But luckily, it's not the back bit, you know, with all the paperwork, all the stickers on. Because that would be impossible to replace. But yeah, that was an absolute steal. They were from Caroline as well. These are from Caroline. These are gifts. So were the Super Nintendo stuff, 100 games, and I'm sure there's other stuff here that's all over. Absolutely spoiled me. You've got... I'm going to move those because I don't want to crack them. We have a controller. Bit of dust on it because I haven't used the PlayStation in ages. We have the Spider-Man controller, all boxed and complete, brand new. I got that when the game came out and loved the game. So really like the controller. Got the shell on it as well, so it matches. I could have got the special edition, but I chose not to because I didn't want to buy a whole PlayStation just for the same thing. So we got it separate instead. We have again the Neop Pad. This is the 8-bit dough. I'm not going to go on about it. This pad's shit. Every bloody pisses me off, right? when there's a new thing out, it's like the Mega Drive pad has been redesigned and it's been made by Retrobit, and everyone's like, oh my god, I love Retrobit, it's so cool. And then they play it and go, it's just like how I remember. No, it's not how you remember. You think it's that way, but it's not. If you play both pads side by side, you'll go, oh, this is shit. This is shit. Does it click? Yes. Is it as satisfying? No. And it doesn't respond. So if you're playing fighting games, the corners don't always respond. You can press back and then hit up and it won't jump. Whereas on the real pad, it will trigger it. So when you're doing moves, it doesn't respond. The buttons are great. Everything else is great. The stick is rubbish. But if you're a casual gamer, if you're playing on Neo hardware with a Bluetooth adapter and you want to use this, don't do it. Get yourself a stick or get yourself the Neo CD pad. This isn't worth your time. I promise you. If you just don't know any difference and you've never used a Neo CD, it's like saying, have you ever had a Chateaubriand steak, and you go no, and then you go, well, this is like it, and you eat it, you go, yeah, that's great, I like it, but then you have that steak and then you go, actually, this is way better. If you've never played with a real CD pad, get this, no worries. But if you want accuracy and, you know, genuine inputs, get Neo CD pad. I know they're expensive. This is cheap. This is cheap for a reason. It's crap. I'm going to put it in the car just as a little, use it on the head unit so I can play games if I'm bored waiting, like Super Nintendo. But it's shit. Pisses me off. Bought that, used it like 10 minutes and was like, this is crap. Anyway, we also have the Sani cart reader, and you're going to go, what the hell's a Sani cart reader? So it's jank. Look, it's not broken. I ran out of resin when I printed this when I first got my printer, so I just stuck it on the case just so it wasn't a bare PCB, and I haven't been bothered to print another case since. But it doesn't matter because it's only me using it, so I don't care. You can put all your different carts in it, memory cards, things like that. And basically you can save any of your save data off your carts. You can also, I believe you can dump your games too. But the main reason I got this was to, like, you know, when you change your battery in a game, you lose your save. Well, with this, you can back up the save. It saves it, says it on the screen, and then you can change the battery, plug it in, and then put the save back on. So it was for that. Really good. Caroline got that a while ago, I think. I think she got that. We also have, very dusty. This doesn't get used because I'm not a big fan of fight sticks. But got the AES. It's like a very well loved AES stick. This is the Japanese edition. What I wanted to show you was this is the American version of it. I actually like the American one better. The sticks, the buttons are, got one of them and one of them. They actually feel better. The stick's the same, but the buttons I think are better. This one's lovely condition, and the reason it's lovely condition is because there's two of them, and they were used for like 5 minutes, and one of them was still sealed. Yeah, so this is a Neo Geo AES stick. We've got two of them. We've actually got three of them because I have got. Just sit back. I've got this. This is a Neo Geo AES Gold Edition, complete in box. And I'm going to put it back down over here because it's too big. That thing's massive. I've never seen a box so big. Goldtooth likes that one. So, huge box. Opened it up. Listed as faulty, £350. I was like, you know what? The last box... Oh, this is a low serial system. Like, the sought-after system. And I was like, I'm going to take a chance on it. 350 quid. And it just said... I said, what was wrong with it? Do you know? The guy said it just doesn't power on. No life whatsoever. I was like, okay, cool. So I went for it. The box alone, missing all the insides and that, just the open box. The last one to sell was in November for £600 for the box. So the price is over £1,000 when working. I don't know why no one else jumped on it. I think there was like 2 watchers when it was on there, and I was just like, buy. It came with 2 sticks. One of them was still sealed. The other stick was beautiful condition as well. The system is lovely condition, really nice condition, looked after, just a bit dusty. But the plug was the culprit. And the reason the plug was a culprit is someone has taken the it's an American system, of course, the American plug, and then plugged it straight to UK PSU without step down. And the reason it went bang is because of that. So when I got it, I picked it up, the plug, and it went like a rattle can. I was like, there's something wrong with that, definitely. Popped out the screws, the varistor inside, again, I'm going to make a video, put it on YouTube. It popped, smashed the varistor, blew the fuse, and 2 caps started to leak. So they were obviously upset. Changed the caps, changed the varistor, changed the fuse, multimeter, 5.5 volts, plugged it in on a step down, booted first time, and the picture quality is incredible. The picture quality is so good. The later models, the picture quality is shit. You need to mod them. This one doesn't even need modding, so I've not even opened it. I don't want to open it. That's the thing. It's that good condition. It's that good that I don't want to open it and start to mess with caps and things like that. I've never been that way with a system, but I feel like it will lose value doing that. But yeah, so now it's gone from, for like £6 worth of parts, it's gone from 300 quid to like over £1,000. And I don't want to get rid of it. The box has got some wear and tear. It's an old box. This box is from the 90s. But way better than most of them that I've seen. So I'm really happy with that. I think I'm nearly done. This, I'm going to say, so I got this from a friend. He said to me, what's your favourite metal slug? And I said, I'd probably say X. And he was like, I'm glad you said that. So he sent me a gift. And it's in here. And he actually added extras in, so I didn't know about these. So what I was expecting, these are from the artist of the game, I believe, and he signed them. It's Tonko. So I want to get frames for these. So Metal Slug X signed by the artist. It came with his albums, and you got, only if you bought the special edition, you got these. So I got that one. Then he sent these as a bonus. Metal Slug 3, also signed. Samurai Showdown, again signed. And last of all, but not least, beautiful artwork, Magician Lord. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Didn't cost me a penny. I said to him, you need any mod work done or anything, let me know and I'll hook you up. Absolute legend. I wasn't expecting all that. Even just the one on its own, I was like head over heels. And then he sent all of those. He didn't have to do that. There's not many people like that nowadays in the world. And I was going, obviously at the time, it was, you know, my dad had passed away and all that, having a hard time. You know, so that was really nice that he did that. He didn't have to do that, and that's incredible. I actually think I'm done. You're never done. There's always something you've missed, but I don't believe there's anything else that's in reach that I've missed, but I probably have. So that's the pickup video. 42 minutes. Jeez. It's because I talk so much. If I just didn't talk, it'd be, you know, if I'd done a big game out and just went, Mario, Tekken, sorry, Tekken. I love you, Al. You know, it's just a joke. Don't hurt me. Please. Yeah. If I didn't talk, that'd be done in 2 minutes. Yeah. Title of my sex tape, that. Anyway. I hope you have a good new year. I hope it's a fun one. Last year for me was, obviously, apart from the death, was really nice year, really relaxed, chilled, enjoyable, just peace. But if I can carry that over to this year, I'll be more than happy. Because, yeah, apart from the car's a fucking pain in the ass. Don't buy a Subaru. If you're out there and you're thinking, oh, buy a Subaru, they're great. Fucking pain in the ass. Bag of shit car. Everyone goes on about everyone. You're out driving your Subaru. Everyone's like, "Oh, you got Subaru. Oh, that's wicked. I love it." And you're like, "Yeah, that's cool, mate." Every time I reply, I never go, "Yeah, thank you." I just go, "It's a bag of shit. Don't bother with them." Fun car. Money pit. It's like I think we spent over the value of the car. We must have spent like nearly 20 grand on repairs in a year. Luckily, we have a warranty. Without that warranty, we'd be fucked. Like, absolutely fucked. So, get a warranty. I'm going to shut up. 43 minutes. Have a good new year. Hope your Christmas was great. If it wasn't great, try and make the next one better. And I'll see you in another pickup video or some other video at some point. I love you all. Take care.